visitors? State your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Carey.
Okay.
I live on Bourne Road in Foxborough. My daughter Emily is a student at the Ahern Middle School. I'm here to discuss bullying policy and response at the middle school. My daughter has been the victim of some bullying there, and I feel the fact that we've dodged a bullet as a community in that we were vigilant in keeping our eye on her. We have an opportunity as a community as well to avoid the tragedies of South Hadley and Springfield, in that we can see what's going on before something horrible happens. My daughter was recently hospitalized with suicidal ideation as a result of the bullying. I recognize fully this doesn't all happen in the schools, but what does happen in the schools is pertinent to this group. Response to the bullying from the schools initially led me and many other parents who have gone through the same thing to have concerns about the investigative process and response. And I think at this point we have the opportunity, if we are honest with ourselves, to look at how we do business, get past rhetoric, and actually look for change. I've had parents contact me who've had students currently with the same issue, in the past with the same issue, 30 years ago with the same issue. There's been not enough change. I want to call for some substantive changes in the way we work. It's an opportunity for us as a community to stand out as a model, and it takes guts to say what we have in place doesn't work, and I think that we need to take that first step and say it doesn't work. During the investigative process, it was concluded that what was happening to my daughter was in her mind. This further aggravated the pain she was going through, in that adults that she had trusted and gone to, she felt betrayed by. I believe that interrogation and investigation has to find a new path in order to open up the truth to people who are looking for it. Right now, my daughter is very dependent upon other students in the school, peer pressure, so to speak, to help keep her safe. These students, even well-intended, don't know how to do this safely or appropriately. They might say things that get them in trouble, but their hearts and their righteous indignation are in the right place. I'm calling for a relook at this resource, to look at the peers as a resource that can be trained and be a part of keeping their friends and the school community safe. It's an organization called SAVE, Students Against Violence in Education, which actually does this. They train peer groups with adult supervision, obviously, to mediate, to step in, to have the courage to not say, I don't want to get involved, which was a big piece of what we were seeing. This girl is my friend, so I don't want to report on her. This group has some answers. They're sending me some written literature that I surely will pass on, but they are also online as a resource to a school system that is serious about looking at some new ways, something new, to change what can be a deadly track that we're seeing. Children are dying. This is only one of many suggestions. What I'd like to call this school committee together to consider is to create a task force to look for new and creative ideas. The zero tolerance for bullies is nothing but words if it's not backed up by something. I'd like to say that a task force comprised of educators, parents, victims, and experts should be formed to look at some new way to deal with this. The current interrogations feel like they have a predetermined outcome that is served to not find anything. And there are many parents who have contacted me over the last couple weeks who feel the exact same way. I want to empower the community. I want to say this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to do something great and innovative, and just to fall back on the way things have been done is no longer satisfactory. Now, I had all kinds of things written, but that's okay. I think I've said my piece.
Chris? Yeah, Carla, first of all, I want to thank you for attending tonight. I think that in the last month, because we had a discussion at our April 5th school committee meeting, kind of going over what we've been doing, and I think we've all committed to looking at the programs that we have in place. We've been piloting some programs already. We're analyzing those pilots now. But I do like the idea of a task force, because I think we need to bring parents into this conversation in a much deeper way. And I also think we need to bring the community into this conversation.
Absolutely.
Because as you know, what we end up kind of going back and forth on, I think, is the whole notion of, what takes place in school, what takes place on the athletic fields, what takes place in people's homes, what takes place in other gatherings, on the weekends, during school vacations, things like that. And our opportunity and ability to interact with that information, I think, needs a lot of work. So that kind of communication. So I would certainly be willing to initiate that task force. Parents who are here who are interested, please contact our office if you're interested in getting involved in that. And we'll work with the newspaper to let people know that we'll get our first meeting going in the next couple of weeks, and at least do some brainstorming and then work through this issue. Because I do think in this way, as in other ways, we do have an opportunity to step out and be one of the best school systems in dealing with this issue. So
I think we have an opportunity here, and we can drop the ball or we can pick it up. And as you can see, there's a lot of people watching us.
Yeah.
And let's prove that we can go beyond the norm.
Right. Good. Thank you.